How we doing, folks? Good morning. Howdy doody. So, one of the upsides to playing a bunch more Runeterra is that I get a chance to revisit some of my favorites and iterate on them and play them a little bit more. This has been probably my favorite deck in the game right now because it plays a type of game plan I really like playing. People that are familiar with my content know that I really enjoy kind of tricky aggro decks, especially ones that have a little bit of reach in them. So I think Piltover, aggressive decks with Mystic Shot and Get Excited are probably the best direction to take aggro in right now. And then this deck leverages both Teemo and Fizz as cheap, elusive threats. And then we're even playing 3 copies of Prowling Cutthroat here. So we almost always have an elusive threat on one. Your kind of ideal draw with this deck is either a Fizz, a Teemo, or a Prowling Cutthroat on one, and then draw into a Suit Up on 2 or turn 3. So that way your evasive threat becomes a 4/4 to beat people down with. As we get into the mid game, we usually look to burn people out with things like Make It Rain, Mystic Shot, Get Excited, and beat them down with our elusive threats. And then we also have a few copies of Riptide Rex here at the top end. I often describe this card as kind of the king of the mid-range in Runeterra. This card gives us a lot of staying power and reach into the mid to late game. So Plunder, if we hit our opponent the turn we play it, it makes 7 cannon barrages, which blasts things for 2 damage on the opponent's side of the board, and then eventually blasts their face as well. So this card frequently cleans out the opponent's board. It also acts as a little bit of reach, and it's having a pretty powerful body. So let's go ahead and jump on into some more games here with this and see how it goes. A choice, thanks for the 22 months. Christy added the Haley emote, and then we updated the boys emotes a little bit ago too. So there's more recent Jake and Declan in there. I'm doing well, Dubber. Hope your test went well. Ooh, we paired up into someone in Masters. So Mono Shadow Isles here. Thresh plus Hecarim. I think I'm going to mulligan Cutthroat and Jury Rig. Well, always keep Teemo or Fizz in your opener. Those are generally looking for one of those two. Suit Up in the opener actually isn't the worst in this deck. Something that you'll frequently do as a sequence is you'll bank Spell Mana on 2, and then on 3, play Suit Up on your 4/4. So every time Teemo hits your opponent, he plants some mushrooms in their deck. And the mushrooms, when our opponent draws a card with the mushroom on it, they take a damage. So Bark Beast here, probably something a little bit more aggressive. Hecarim would imply they're doing something with ephemerals here. Don't really have an interest in trading my 1/1 for their 1/1. And I need to decide here now, do I want to go with the line I talked about where we Suit Up on 3, or do I want to go ahead and Mystic Shot this? I think it's probably right to Mystic Shot this. Hey, good to have you here, Brinkwater. Their 1/1 there gets bigger when something dies, so killing it early tends to be a good choice. Okay, and this is the downside to not playing for the Suit Up this turn. Is their Shadow Isles is a Vile Feast, so they get to deal 1 here now, which is unfortunate. That being said, this is a Teemo in my hand, so that's not too terrible. I think I'm going to go ahead and play Teemo out here and bank 2 Spell Mana. So again, one of the things I love about the tempo back and forth through Runeterra is when you don't use your resources, you can bank up to 3 of them across turns. So the game's a lot less punishing than games like Hearthstone or Magic, where if you miss a turn, you don't just fall infinitely behind, which is nice.
There you are.
That's all downloaded? Okay, I'll be out in just a minute, bud. So, these have hooks. I think I'm supposed to let them get to... So, this is Challenger mechanic, so it's going to be able to force my Teemo to block. I think I pass here and let them attack and challenge my Teemo, and then we Make It Rain. So, Make It Rain deals 1 damage to 3 things at random. If I were to Make It Rain and hit 1/1/1, they would have the other one there to hook it. So the hope here is this hits this, and this way if I miss this one, I don't lose my Teemo. So there's a small chance our Teemo dies here that this doesn't hit that, but I guess I could suit this up if I wanted, but we drew a Fizz, so like I'm not super concerned about not having that. So a little bit of variance and make it rain. So Fizz is a 2/1 for 1 that whenever I cast a spell, he stops all things targeting him and gains elusive. And then when I cast spells, he levels up. Thresh is a little annoying. He's a pretty big boy. The units that are big enough to not die to our burn spells tend to be a little bit challenging to get through. I'm going to go ahead and suit up Fizz here and start racing a little bit. So these are both elusives, so they can only be blocked by other elusives. To get in for 6 here. It's very adorable, chat. Easily the most visual stunning card game I've ever played, and the IP is very well done. Chumpwumps is secretly one of the best cards in this deck. Not only does Chumpwumps make you mushrooms that work with Teemo, but they're also burst spells to help Fizz stop your opponent's stuff. It's a pretty strong turn from the opponent. So Neverglade Collector here drains us for 1 whenever something they have dies, and these are 1/1s that die at end of turn or when they deal damage. So we're about to take a bit of damage here. We'll pass and see how they hook with Thresh. They might just hook Zap here because they can't kill. Yeah. I think I just go ahead and let this happen. They're gonna gain 3. This'll die, and then my plan's gonna be end step. I think we go ahead and make it rain to knock Thresh down to a... We make it rain to knock Thresh down to 3 life, so this will deal 1/1/1. And then we have Get Excited to finish Thresh off next turn. Notable that Thresh is 2 things dying away from leveling up, so we're going to want to try and avoid that from happening. We'll bank this spell mana here. Rex is a good one. Does Rex in my hand change how I want to sequence this next turn? I kind of think it might. So with Rex, I'm kind of incentivized to save Get Excited to smash their face, so that way I can Rex with Plunder next turn. So I need to play a spell to make Fizz elusive. So I think I'm going to lead on Salvage, which gets rid of 2 cards, then draws 2 cards. Jerry Riggs, a good one to discard to Get Excited. We'll go ahead and attack with these. I don't really mind if this trades with their Thresh. They're down to 7 here. Good. I love you, bud. I'm gonna be a couple minutes, okay? But I promise, as soon as this game is done, I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna come out and help you with your game. Hey, Athero, thank you for the 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I could have, like, Get Excited their thing in response there to deny them the card draw, but again, I think I really want to prioritize this being able to hit my opponent's face next turn. So that way I can enable Plunder here. And again, this shows kind of some of the depth and sequencing on that Runeterra offers. It's actually correct for me to not make a play last turn, so that way I can set myself up to... So I can set myself up to have spell mana to enable my Riptide Rex this turn. You pick my profile, bud. Hey, Karate Dim. Yeah, the way Twitch orders things is kind of strange. Thanks for 11 months, I appreciate it. Thanks, Jin, I appreciate it. Oh, Hecarim's leveling already. Are we dead to that? I think we're dead.
Excuse you. I ain't afraid.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm aware of how the priority system works, Blitz. I've played a lot of Runeterra at this point. I understand the game mechanics quite well. I'll be right back. We need to help my 5-year-old set up his game on the Switch really quick, like I promised after we finish downloading. We'll be back with more Fizz Teemo. I mean, it's okay to make suggestions on things that could have done better. I missed my sequencing on that last game. I missed the fact that Hecarim was as close to leveling as it was. If I would have seen that Hecarim was leveling, I should have played my chump wumps. And then get excited something instead of combat, most likely. Okay, so Swain, Yasuo. I think on a mulligan Riptide Rex. I think we just keep Fizz here. It seems fine. So I'm actually going to go ahead and lead on Prowling Cutthroat here on 1, because our opponent is Ionia, which means they could be playing, they're probably playing the Thermo Beam card, which could kill my Fizz on 1. And again, I'm actually just going to go ahead and bank my spell mana here. This means after I play Fizz out, my opponent has a chance to play blockers, but now I have mana up to counter any removal spells they might have. Thermo Beam is Piltover. Oh, you're right. It is. And they're Noxious too. Okay, so is there anything their things could have had? Oh, Quintabet. I started playing Runeterra yesterday due to your change-up. Played through the challenges, and so amazing to see the client love those sort of puzzles. Yeah, their tutorial's really well done. I think I just hit them for 3 here. Oh yeah, Blade's Edge is technically a card they could have had. That card's not super common, but technically a thing.
Lucky you, I'm the last thing you'll see.
Opponent needs to do something real quick or they're gonna die.
I go where the road takes me.
Put on me mask, secure me tail, start the day.
Life and
Okay.
death.
It's good. It's a good draw. Take my hit for 4 here.
Anything for like coin. Guess that's one way to do it.
So I think we just kill Yasuo here. It's tough because like this is 5 damage that could be going to the face. They're out of mana. I think I'm going to go ahead and just salvage here. Do I want to salvage? Maybe I just Mushroom Cloud and bank 3 mana. Because I probably want to suit up next turn, which means I want extra mana lying around. I'm just going to put some mushrooms in their deck, see if we can grab some extra points in. Thanks, JPaz. I appreciate it.
I thought you'd run.
So again, one of the key things about Runeterra is that if you play a burst spell, your opponent does not get priority back here. So if we go ahead and we suit up Fizz, he becomes a 6/6, or 4/4, 6/6. 6/6 would be absurd for suit up. And can attack now before my opponent has a chance to play blockers. That being said, they don't have that many elusive in their colors. I wonder if we're supposed to play... Is it greedy to play Zap here? Do I, like, just take my 5? They could be playing... They could be playing the 1/2 elusive. Yeah, they could be on Reckoning too, that's true. Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna attack. I'm gonna throw this away too, I think. If they want to put some damage on here, I'm okay with that. And this is where it gets kind of tough, like, did I want to spend 5 damage on their Yasuo last turn? Because, like, we're hitting them down to 5 here, right? Yeah, good chance they could have things like, they could play Yasuo as champion spell in their main, they could have the 4-mana stun something. Hitting them to 5 here is a really big deal. So, opponents, hopefully this draws us a burn spell. Okay, that's a Jerry Rig. So, I think I'm gonna puff cap them here, because I drew another burst spell. Because if they draw a puff cap next turn, I get to Riptide Rex. Puff cap, Sugar Plunder. Nailed it. Okay, so let's see if they open on attacks here. They are opening on attacks. It's a little scary.
Easy, Tiger.
I don't think they can deal 6 and level this before... Even if they do, I think that's fine, right?
I ain't afraid.
Or do I just do this because it marks damage on here and that makes Riptide more likely to kill them? That's probably the play, actually, right? I block because then Riptide's more likely to kill them. And, like, they still need extra things to kill this anyways. Yeah, if we block it, Riptide likely just kills them. And we're keeping our health total high, and, like, it's not like we're just dead, right, too? Even if they have an answer to Fizz after... If they survive Riptide, kill Fizz, I still have these, and I have this and a little bit more reach here still, too. I don't think I want to put the 2/2 into here. I think having the extra elusive in the tank is valuable. Yeah. I think holding this back is... You are right, if we put this here, we'd get extra damage with the Riptide, but... Yeah, this is my favorite deck in Runeterra right now for sure. That's big game. They gave that lifelink. Okay, so this kills their things and puts them to 6. Then again, if they have a way to kill Fizz here, they get to kill Fizz, but even if they do that, I've got, you know, threats left over, plus some card advantage and a little bit more reach. Yep, sure.
They should thank you.
Yeah, so the way this works is it targets 7 times at random from their units, and then if the unit dies when a cannon would hit it, it instead hits their face. So I'm kind of expecting them to have a stun for the shark here. Definitely opening on attacks before they can put a blocker down. Yep. As expected. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should do this in combat. Sweet, Kikoro. Should have done that in combat, huh? Little punish there. Should have played my draw 2 before I attacked because it was a burst spell. Definitely a mistake on my part. Could have suited up one of these 1/1s. Yep. Yeah, would have had lethal there. Big Z Wine, thank you for the 34 months, and Mr. Mim, thanks for the 5. I appreciate it. Welcome back, folks. So they did not get hit by a mushroom this turn.
By my hand, the Noxus rise. Grand General.
Hey, Twin Sons, thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate it. So this is fearsome, so... Oh, crap. Yeah, that... My sequencing mistake on the salvage is probably going to cost us here. Yeah, I know shoot up to block Swain stops the sweeper, but then I can't play Shark this turn, and I don't have a reasonable... I don't have anything in sight. I think I'm just supposed to block here and go to 1. And just, like, hope that Shark does it. Oh, right, the block doesn't do anything. Yeah, I think we just hope the Shark kills them. What unfortunate beats. What unfortunate beats. And again, like, it's really easy to focus on a game like, it's really easy to focus on the parts of that game where I got unlucky, and really easy to write off the fact that I missed 3 points of damage and they died at 1. So, like, again, you wanna, to get better at card games in general, you always want to focus on the player agency parts, the parts where you had control over the outcome of your decisions. There's always going to be variance, even in games that you win. You want to choose to focus on the, okay, what choices that I have and how could I have made them differently. Paid taxes when owed if only my clients did the same thing. Thanks for the 2 months, lawyer. Welcome back. We played Teemo Sajani once in the past. It's been a little bit, though. I haven't played it since the last patch. Gonna full mulligan here. You basically full mulligan. We don't have a Teemo or Fizz in your opener. Occasionally, you'll keep Cutthroat, because she's like an okay substitute. You basically just always want a unit on 1. Alright, don't parlay me. Misfortune Quinn. Usually this is just splashing Bilgewater, so parlay is pretty unlikely. Usually these decks are a base Demacia deck. So we'll go ahead and Mystic Shot this, so that way it can't hook my Teemo. Hey, thanks for the 7 months, Badger. I appreciate the continued support. Welcome back.
Eyes up here, or I'll cut him out.
Eyes up here, or I'll cut him out. Which means business, chat.
Hey there. Don't mind the knife.
So these are... The Cutthroats are especially tough to block, because not only are they elusive, but they're also fearsome, so they can only be blocked by elusives that have 3 or more power.
Strength and grace, beauty in the blade.
Who's a good boy?
Who's a good boy, Chumpy?
I'll do my best. Roll free.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw these mushrooms in here, which levels up Teemo. This Teemo's still gonna die, but he's gonna turn into a 2/2 at least, so he takes a little bit more damage here. That's gonna be a blowout. So that lets them keep their 2-2 here, gives them all tough. That's a high roll if I ever saw one. In a bit of a medium spot. Really looking for like a zap or a shark down the line or a salvage, kind of generate some card advantage. Got a little bit of reach lined up here. We've got 3, 4, 5 points basically. Although that's got to go, right? Fordle, thank you for the very generous sub gifties. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Try and nip that one right in the bud. That is a... God, we are super high rolling these mushrooms. So this is an absurd draw. Nailed it. Little bit of good beats. They have another Rangers resolve? They do not. Just a barrier. Okay. The barrier and plus attack's actually pretty good here. Just gonna let them, I guess it's not actually that good, because it's still gonna trade my 1/1s. The suit up here lets me, eat the Laurent protege when it goes to challenge this. Hey, Phoenix Lands, thank you for the very generous tier 2 in the 32 months. Welcome back.
Just like hunting thresher geese.
Hardly fair. Disgrace.
That was probably the best runner deck. Why don't we want to eat Quinn? Because I think Quinn doesn't really matter. I want to keep my elusive. We're racing. We're not. Our deck is not a control deck. Our role is the beatdown here.
My shield is yours.
So the hope is that our opponent doesn't open on attacks next turn.
Come on, you big grouch.
They're probably gonna open on attacks with the scouts now, right? I mean, even tier 2 is amazing, Phoenix. I really appreciate the support. Alright. Shark is such a good get out of jail free card. Like, this adding, like, when I originally built this deck, I only had like 1 or 2 sharks in it. But there's so many games like this where your start is kind of medium, but then shark shows up and just punches them in the throat and puts you really far over the top. Okay, that's pretty good. Hey, Hern Cute, thanks for the 16 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yes, and it has one of my favorite animations in the game, which is huge. Big agree. And they're down to 1 card here now, and they're at 4, which is perfect for the Cutthroat. There's 11 Puff Caps in their deck.
Steady aim.
Quinn's gonna level if I don't trade here, so I'm pretty sure we're supposed to trade. Because she has Scout, so she gets to attack again. No loss.
Keep up.
Not sure they have a punish for playing Zap out here. Get excited is absurd here too. Alright. Played fairly well. Ran fairly well. Feel like that was a good game, was a good showing of some of the strength this deck has. Thanks, Smith. I appreciate it. And actually pleasantly surprised. Someone linked me the video from the Magic subreddit, and it was not the dumpster fire I was expecting it to be. There's even one comment in there that was good enough and descriptive enough that I elected to tweet it out. So something I'm doing. So good comment for people that are getting into Runeterra and you want to maximize your rewards. You want to level all of your things in 4 level increments to maximize how quickly you collect rewards. And you'll note that I'm waiting to collect rewards from a lot of these regions because I have a pretty full collection from spending money at this point. So I want to wait until set 3 drops so I can potentially open rewards that are cards from set 3. When that happens sometime soon. Because set 3 will have cards in those regions. Here's a link to the update video. Again, no Teemo, no Fizz, full mulligan. This is a matchup where this matchup used to be basically auto-concede when Braum had a power, but with Braum not having a point of a power, I think we have a real shot here now. Yeah, this hand's real good. Like, really, really good. Hut, 2, 3, 4. Hand slaps, is that what the kids say? I agree, it's definitely slappy.
Eyes up here, or I'll cut 'em out.
Let me fix that. I can turn. I want to leave follower only on. Let's do 10 minutes though. 30 minutes is a little extreme. I appreciate the sub mecha art and the absurd tier 3 at that.
You're boring.
So don't you get lippy with me, Fizz. Do I want to jury rig to give this elusive? The problem with that is I don't have any other spells then. I feel like I'm just supposed to attack for 1 and wait a turn.
Open wide.
So apparently subbing doesn't get around the follower only mode automatically, which is very silly. It definitely should do that. So this is gonna hook something. When it survives damage, it makes a mighty Poro. Oh, I guess I should have played this to block this, huh?
Tell me mask, secure me tail, start the day.
It is easy, see?
So Braum has a mechanic called Regeneration, which means that unlike other cards in Runeterra, he recovers all the damage on him every turn, and that helps with his level up ability. He levels when he survived 10 total damage. So I definitely want to play a spell to start here, because I want to get Fizz elusive and hit with my elusives. I think even with the Get Excited, I don't really want to attack into Braum. So I think we just do this and smack them for 3 with my elusives. Again, burst spells in Runeterra mean that my opponent does not get a chance to play something after I play a burst spell. It's annoying, but not the end of the world.
Come on in. Good times, good friend. What could be better?
Pretty low chance that my opponent has 2 things that can kill Fizz here, so I think I can play another Chump Wump out here and only have... What's Fizz's spell? Fizz's spell removes an ally from combat, attacking ally from combat, and then rallies. Fizz is infinitely far away from leveling up, although I suppose I have a bunch of mushrooms in my hand, so maybe we're going to get kind of close here. The real question's going to be, do I want to get excited to finish Braum? To which the answer is probably yes. Yeah, I think I like that recommendation. Someone said asking for a deck rec based on enjoying Yarok Field. I think War Mother's control's a decent one. It's one we've played in the past. If you want to take a look at us playing it before investing anything into it. We do have a lot of mushrooms. Do they have a Fury? They have a Glimpse. Okay, so...
That's a harvest right there.
a little aggressive. If they have 2 removal spells for Fizz here now, I get into trouble. But putting a bunch of mushrooms into their deck before they draw cards here is pretty appealing.
The spirit of winter awakens.
Feels like we're getting into the I need a shark territory to catch back up. Anivia here is very strong. When it attacks, it deals 1 damage to all of our stuff. So probably want to force the Fizz level this turn. I have 8 mana total, which means I could technically do all 3 of these. I think the line is Mushroom Cloud in to make this elusive. And then we attack with all of these. They'll block something, and I'll Fizz's Trickster to pull something out of combat here. So I'm going to go ahead and say Trickster this one, because it doesn't die to Vile Feast. And if this resolves, it will level Fizz and rally for me. Fish Lamp Clock, thanks to the 23 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. See if they have another removal spell or interaction here. If they do, we're done. So this not only levels Fizz, but also counters their thing. Good morning, Full Metal. So, leveled Fizz, every time he connects with the opponent, he creates a chum in the water, which summons a 5/2 with Overwhelm, in addition to making something vulnerable. Go ahead and attack in with Fizz again here, since we rallied.
Where are you?
Thoughts on killing Anivia there? Lordy! Lordy! That is quite the mushroom draw. Hashtag sometimes lucky. We had 26 mushrooms in 27 cards. We hit 4 of them on 1 card. They are definitely a Ruination deck. So I think the line here is Jury Rig as a burst spell. This gets elusive, attack like this. And Riptide. Riptide's a good draw. Wow. Okay.
If they're out there, I'll spot them.
As quite the turn. Alright, so 22 puff caps and 25 cards, chat. 22 puff caps and 25 cards. Hit me, dealer. We did not hit, chat. We did not hit. Are we dead? I think we're dead. Was I supposed to play this? I think I was supposed to play this. I didn't count. I should have counted. I didn't count that I'm actually dead. God bless America. Actually exactly dead. Bunted. We're so close! Thanks, Gabo. I appreciate it. Hope you're staying safe out there. And like, those last couple of games are like, honestly, again, full mulliganing, looking for Fizz and Teemo. There are boys. Nailed it. Just the big standout to me in Runeterra is they've really felt like they've found a good mix of, okay, things can happen that caused me to lose the game, but I still feel like I'm having fun and playing interesting games, but even though I'm not winning all of them. Really feel like they've hit a good mix with that. So, not trading my Fizz for their Hawk here, obviously.
Knocked and ready.
Make it rain. Some things die while others feel the pain. Make it rain. Oh, thank you for catching that. Yeah, let's not, I don't know who did that. That was a misclick. Mods, don't screw with the settings. Don't do it. I'll take it away. I'll turn this car around.
For the hand.
He can't block anyways. Easy attack. Shooting up for 4 is great. Shooting up for 2 is better. So, this is just gonna get stonewalled by this anyway, so I'm just gonna go ahead and chump block with it here. We're basically on the make Fizz elusive and run them down with that plan at this point, along with a mix of mushrooms and burn. That is a phenomenal draw. There are occasions I cannot catch you live, or officially if I watch on YouTube or Twitch broadcast. Definitely YouTube, Dude Light, but it's also like marginally better, so like whatever's more convenient for you, for sure. I guess if I wait, I risk getting frostbitten on Fizz if they have another archer. I think that's probably worth the risk, though.
I got ways to find me mushrooms.
Thanks, Coley. I really appreciate it.
It is me.
Here's hoping, Bob. Okay, so they only have 1 mana here, so I'm actually going to go ahead and go all in on mushrooms. Which levels Teemo here, and now I get to hit them for 6. And Teemo, so Teemo's leveled mode, when he hits them, he doubles the puff caps in their deck. So they're gonna go to 30 puff caps and 32 cards. And then we need to try not to die next turn on the backswing. It's gonna be the trick. Kato here hits really hard. Hopefully these make it rains can kill the Trifarian. Do I just play Chump Lumps then as another blocker? I think that's probably the line, huh?
Put on me mask, secure me tail, start the day.
Put on me mask, secure me tail, start my day. We're at 16. They don't have any combat tricks here. They only have 2 mana. They are Noxian, so their archetype does have a little bit of traditional reach in it via burn.
Excuse you.
Oh, I have to trade with one of these, huh? Oh, actually I don't, right? This is getting ready to level. So if I put this here and I Mushroom Cloud, this will be a 5/5. Hey, thanks for the 19 months, Scissor. I appreciate it. Welcome back. So we go to 4 here, and they don't have enough mana to play their +4/+4 spell, so we're in an okay-ish spot. Not dead to transfusion. So pretty sure we just go suit this up, attack for 9, try and kill them. We could get Frostbitten here. Yep. Oh, burst spells. They're so good. Oh, we missed on the 5/1. It's a rough beat.
A chill in the air.
I expect they're going to open on attacks here. Nope, not opening on attacks, but still very dead. That was a rough one. I feel like we got pretty unfortunate there. Like we didn't have a shark. Our make it rains did not break the way we needed them to. They had the harsh winds at the point where we had lethal. Nah, I'm not really sure I had better lines in that one to wiggle out of what happened. Thanks, Emma Jojo. I appreciate the 21 months. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Again, full mulliganing, looking for Fizz or Teemo. Could have used another spell to make Fizz elusive and attack for not lethal. Yeah, maybe that's better. I can see that.
Prepared for anything.
What's going on, Kingslayer? Yeah, we're going to be a mostly Runeterra channel for the foreseeable future. Posted a short channel update last night for people who care. I'm going to be doing daily Runeterra constructed stuff. We're already doing daily Runeterra constructed. We're doing more daily Runeterra constructed stuff. Looking to dodge Vile Feast here. Yikes.
Candle Scout never. Oh boy, here I go.
Howdy, Or. Yeah, you're not alone in being in your feelings about that one. Eventually, you're gonna hit the suit up on 2 and blow out the Vile Feast. Yeah, something like that. There could even be merit, honestly. Like, maybe I'm supposed to... Maybe against these Shadow Isle decks, when I have Fizz and Teemo, perhaps I'm supposed to lead on Fizz in instances like that to try and bait the Vile Feast. Could definitely be correct. I think this is probably my favorite deck right now, Dr. Bruhaha. Has a lot of tricky stuff in it, and generally speaking, when I finish a game, I walk away from it thinking, oh, I could have done something different or better. There's a lot of lines.
Leaping into action.
See if they have Elixir here or not.
Prepared for anything, Teemo. Push on without me. Just a briny stick.
Yeah, Teemo gets paid off if you get him into play sooner. It's definitely true. Kind of surprised they didn't trade this year. Do they have some kind of spider payoff?
Nothing escapes my watch.
All the world on one arrow. As the arrow flies.
Fizz is 2 off from leveling. Probably level him up next turn.
Prepared for anything, Teemo.
Oh, poor little Teemo. It is just not his day. I might cut these warning shots. They've been super medium. Definitely feels like we've been sputtering out of gas consistently.
Go home. Just a briny stick.
I'm really not a huge fan of the Anivia control decks. Even before they nerfed her egg, she was pretty underwhelming, I think. I think the tap end of just like reanimating Anivia is mostly just worse than the top end of... like, easy karma control, or like what War Mother's control is doing. Maybe, I don't know, we have a lot of Piltover cards in our deck, so like, we're really not going to trigger the Alliance on that card super consistently, which makes it a lot less appealing. Yeah, we like have a lot of 1-mana burst spells that fill a very similar role, Disoriental. And like we have like the Clump of Wumps and the Chump of Wumps that do similar things.
Hey, Zap. Need a hand?
Can't say no to Fizz.
I should have done this first. I would have gotten a free mana back. Not that it really matters. So I think the play here is I hook this with the 2/2. So this way, if they have a way to frostbite this, they have to frostbite this as well to save their Ash. Hey, Gorilla, thanks for the 17 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back.
Avarosa, guide me.
Yeah, Rummage is a card I've played before. That's pretty reasonable. Alright, we're gonna kill this in response and then see if they low roll. Never a low roll. Whoo! Alright, don't open attacks. Don't open attacks. We got both their ashes with the shark here, so you know. You win some, you lose some, really. Harsh but fair. Harsh but fair. Alright, so hoping to draw a spell for Fizz next turn. Yeah, the fact that Harsh Winds is burst and not fast really hurts Fizz. It does cost 6 mana. I don't know if that card's unreasonable, but it's just like very good against our deck. That's so unfortunate. Thanks for all the support over the years, Top 2. I appreciate that. Need to be more specific. This is Runeterra's version of a tapped land, huh? It's as close as we'll get in this game.
Faster than my arrow? I think not.
That is a very good draw.
Knocked and ready.
Think I'm still like a yodel in uniform.
Swiftly now.
My arrow won't miss.
So she's gonna frostbite this. These two can't block. I think that's probably accurate. I think the opponent's archetype is very good. I don't think I'm supposed to play around. So, if I block or play a card here, they get a chance to respond. But I think I just go to 3. Because if I just don't do anything, I just take damage, which I think is fine. Need to fade Harsh Winds here. If we can fade Harsh Winds, we should be in an okay spot. Holy crap.
Let's do this.
Whoa, we're halfway there. Hey, living on a prayer. Take my hand. We'll make it, I swear. You know what, like, alright, here's a real question. How many sharks would you play in this deck? If I could play any number of Riptide Rexes, how many Riptide Rexes is too many Riptide Rexes? I don't know. I think I'd play, I think 5 or 6 is probably closer to the line. I think 5's probably about where I'd want to be.
Good to go.
Hey, appreciate that, Sminted. Hope you're staying safe out there. Okay, and then, and like, this is, like, games like this one are really highlight why I love playing this deck, because, like, we were so far behind for so much of this game, and they're still not out of it yet here, okay? So they've got a Kindly Tavern Keeper. Come on, double shroom, double shroom. Wait, did this just put sunglasses on? Did you see the bird? I think the bird just put sunglasses on when we hit the triple mushroom. Big mood. Alright. The new pets are designed to respond to plays we make better. That's great. What a game. So, talking about what I'm looking at this deck to do and what's happening when we're winning. I think I want to trim Warning Shot. I'm going to go down. I think one cheeky Warning Shot is fine. I think I want a third Salvage. Salvage, Zap, and Riptide Rex are just like our best possible draws when we get into that mid to late game. And this, just like, I want to maximize those. I want 9 of those really good draws, I think. The TLDR. RTX Rex should be the name of that card for how often Jeff squeals when it comes into play. I subbed a few days ago, but apparently I didn't get my message out. Yeah, it's really weird how the timing lines up. At any rate, Square, I appreciate the third of you. Welcome back. I'm glad you're enjoying the Runeterra stuff. I am too. Trail of Evidence. Is that the one that gives elusive? Creates a 2-cost card from your regions. It costs 0 this round. I don't know if that's good enough. Oh no! The mirror. The mirror. Yeah, even for all these. Opponent doesn't have Fizz or Teemo on one? Maybe they have Fizz and they want to play it with protection?
You name it, I'll nick it.
Okay, so a little bit different variation than what we're playing here. Looks like. Taku and Fizz into a possible jerk. Listen, there is no fear in my dojo, okay?
What's you got there?
I ain't scared. If you want to watch a coward stream, turn on a different one. So, the tough part, I've had people ask about hosting a Runeterra tournament similar to how we've hosted Magic tournaments. The tough part about that is, wow, that's a good draw. The tough part about that is Magic has the MTG Melee tool to make hosting the tournament easier. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'm supposed to suit up and, like, get in here with my... Nah, probably not. Maybe we can take a couple of shrooms. We'll suit this up now while it's cheap. And then probably gonna get excited to kill this and then attack them next turn. Perfect. Actually, best draw on the deck? Yeah, there's no website or client for Runeterra behind the scenes that does the work. Like running a large-scale tournament that's open and trying to coordinate coverage on a site like Smash.gg is just very hectic. As someone who's played Magic and other card game tournaments on Smash, it's kind of clunky. Like there's a reason why MTG Melee like exists.
Another day in the field.
I'll pick 'em, you plan 'em, kid.
Alright, maybe 5 Riptide Rexes is too many.
Blood and guts, golden glory.
That's a very, very good hit. Oh, I suppose I can level this, right? So they hook Fizz. They can have like another burn spell to finish him, but he'll at least survive the Jaw Hunter.
Oh, that's a harvest right there.
Yes, MTG Melee is a third-party site. Our hand's actually pretty awkward right now. I assume they're going to puff cap us here, which will level this, and we're going to get up to 30 caps in our deck here. We could go to 42. They have another 5 caps in their hand. Oh, you know what? I think I should have put my 2/2 in front of here so I could draw Make It Rain. Did you read Zendikar is going to be a ramp-heavy land matter set? That can't be real, right? A ramp-heavy land matter set?
Prepared for anything, team.
We'll see. I don't know. In addition to my update video, I also, like, unfollowed a bunch of Magic things on Twitter and, like, muted a bunch of Magic hashtags. Mostly just want to tune it out. I just don't want to feel negative about things. Was really hoping we could high roll and have them hit a puff cap here, but they only had 9 puff caps and 30 cards, so it's pretty unlikely.
Hey, Zap. Need a hand?
Can't say no to Fizz.
Oh no! Oh, there's so many puff caps, chat. Why are there so many puff caps?
Pay debt.
All right.
Briny deep. Sandal scouts are never afraid.
We're attacking with everything because we want to wear down as many of their units as possible so we can Riptide Rex hopefully for lethal. If they have anything that kills my units, they're also die. I'm dead too, because like pretty much all of their removal deals direct damage. So, just hoping to high roll here. Sure.
Kill this. It's just sleeping, right?
So far, the games I've played against the Frostbite decks have been really close with a lot of choices on both sides.
Nice.
So we're probably dead here because there's like 32 puff caps and 26 cards. So they're going to 3, and they only have 11 puff caps and 25 cards, so their board's gone, but we're probably dead to a puff cap next turn. Survey says. Don't burn me out! Don't burn me out! Oh, what a fantastic game! That was awesome.
Oh, shucks.
That was really fantastic. Aw, shucks is an appropriate response to that game. Never keep Riptide Rex in your opener. Always keep Fizz and Teemo. Where are you?
I must get out of here.
I must get out of here. One suit up, please.
I'm Fizz.
I'm Fizz.
Wanna see a trick?
Never not Vile Feast, chat. Never not Vile Feast. Wow, the Shadow Isles decks are hard. I think they're probably our worst matchup. Not to speak ill of the dead, because I try not to do that, but I really think one of the things Runeterra nailed in comparison to Artifact is that the places Runeterra has elected to put the variants in their game are really pleasant, especially compared to where Artifact elected to put its variants on average. Like the spots where you're like crossing your fingers and hoping to get there tend to be more exciting and interesting and less frustrating on average, at least in my personal opinion.
Not for everyone.
What's that noise?
Where was the variance in Artifact? The direction your things could attack in had variance, among other things. I'm supposed to make this a 4-4 and eat something there. I don't know, it doesn't really matter that I'm taking 4 points of damage.
I'll scout ahead.
That's true. Dodging Black Spear is a big deal there. And you see, this is a good example of one of our better draws. We really haven't had a lot of good suit-up draws so far this set. It's definitely one of the more powerful things our deck can be doing. That's a little bit of a beating. I'm aware I miss lethal. I'm aware I miss lethal. I'm aware I miss lethal. In my head, I didn't have a card to cast these. It's gonna be okay, chat. We're gonna survive. Mushrooms on top of their deck to bail us out. I didn't miss lethal as just PM. I wanted to see if they would draw mushrooms, chat. Remember, chat, victory is the mushrooms we planted along the way. This is Cube April's a good follow. I'm still following April on Twitter because she's funny. Full mulligan looking for Fizz and Teemo. Another Vile Feast deck. There's no missed lethal, only bad BM. That's a good line. I'm gonna steal that one. You know, we actually talked about that, TDM. We're talking in the subs Discord, which if you're a sub and you're not in the subs Discord, you should pop in there. We have a lot of good conversations. And a good measure of how fun a game is like how often I find myself playing it off stream on occasion in little bursts. And the last time I played Magic Arena off stream was when was in that very little moment where we thought there was a brief fevered haze where it looked like Mutate might be constructed playable, because I really loved that mechanic in general. So, do I just suit this up and smack them? I think that's the line. Is it? Or do I Clump of Wumps? Maybe I Clump of Wumps? What's the punish for suiting this up?
You're boring.
Honestly, and even just like gameplay things about Magic aside, it's kind of refreshing to like play on a piece of software that like feels really good to play on. I think they were, you can untime out Arma there. They were quoting Fizz. Fizz was trash talking us. Yeah, and that too. And it feels, not only is the software really good, but it's a piece of software that doesn't feel super predatory. It's also like super refreshing. I could have Mystic Shotted that to prevent their life gain, but I think it's important to be able to protect my Fizz here. I think I'd rather hold up extra stuff to protect Fizz. Should we have attacked last turn with the 2-2? Yes, that is a good observation. They would be lower if I had attacked the 2-2. I appreciate that, you pointing that out. It's a good catch. This opponent is probably going to be deep next turn. They're going down to 19 cards. Jury Rig's a great pickup for Get Excited.
Precious worth is twice as much. Teemo's still out the yodel in uniform.
So they're going to try and hook Fizz here, and then we'll Mystic Shot this. Riot's a master of business models where they don't need to exploit you by forcing you to pay a bunch. They just make an enjoyable game, and they know people will spend billions in add-ons. Yeah, exactly. Maybe I should have Jury Rigged to gain one last turn. Bang spell mana to start. This is actually a great draw because it pairs with Riptide Rex nicely for next turn. So I think I want to level Fizz and smack them here, probably.
Oh, that's a harvest right there.
Nice!
Why not Trickster Fizz? You can only Trickster attacking things. Matt put it best, Riot would rather get $101 bills than $100 bill. Yeah, definitely. So we attack like this, and then we Fizz's Playful Trickster, this. If I do this, I'm going to end up with a rally token, right? This still dies, but I still get the rally token. Correct. In a perfect world, you want to plant Puff Caps later rather than sooner against the deep deck, for sure.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
So I'm going to have 8 regular mana next turn. I think I take this opportunity to get excited. I'm going to discard the Chum because, I'm going to discard the Chum because I want to hold Jury Rig to protect Fizz next turn. And I'm going to Warning Shot to enable the Riptide Rex. So I'd be pretty surprised if they open on attacks here. Oh, hashtag sometimes lucky. That feels like a good one to end on. I'm big fan of ending on the high notes and ending on the Sharky high notes about as good as you get. How's this deck doing? I think we won about as much as we lost. I don't know. Like, for people that are new to my content, I'm not really super competitive. I tend to try and focus on having fun more than focusing on just minimizing and maximizing win rate. We end up winning more than we lose a lot of time, like I'm diamond on the ladder, so we'll probably hit Masters at some point if we keep playing a few hours a day, but this is definitely my favorite deck in the format just because, like, the lines and close games and the esports moments, for lack of a better term, are like hoping to high roll a Mushroom or a Riptide Rex are just a lot of fun. The deck's reasonably competitive, I think, but again, like, not super focused on that aspect. Did we hit diamond with this? This is one of the things I played on my way up. Yeah, we play a bunch of different things. For people that are new, for instance, you'll see we're shifting gears to play some easy Twisted Fate up next. Usually I try and play 2 to 3 different decks every day. We try not to stick on one deck for more than like an hour and a half or so. So I think I'm pretty happy with where we ended up at here. The only change from where we started is I shifted a Warning Shot into a Salvage because, again, Salvage, Zap, Sperryfin, and Riptide Rex are like just some of your best draws in the mid to late game. There were a ton of really good examples in that set of Riptide just like showing up and completely blowing our opponent out, just like a huge catch-up card that also gives you a little bit of reach. So, you know, if catch-up's not good, sometimes he gives you a little bit of mustard and blows him away. All right. Up next, we are going to try a different Pilt-over aggressive deck. We're going to play some Ezreal Twisted Fate here. I'm going to hit a quick ad roll, another Riptide Rex deck, because he's my favorite. I'm going to hit a quick ad roll, I get things set up, and tweet out